Last time on Create, we completed an entire train loop, fixed our infinite lava source issues, and built an absolutely incredible steam power plant giving us way too many stress units, and even decorated it with another gorgeous custom pond. Today we tackle our food shortage issues with a brand new cow farm to give us beef that we can cook in our gorgeous new kitchen, which is right next to our freshly decorated dining room. Oh, and we also deliver all those items using our train finally, and built a breathtaking train depot. Let's jump right in. Ladies and gentlemen, as usual, I've been a busy bee. Stop looking at my butt, cow. Yes, once again, I've been a busy bee off camera. Oh, what do we look? Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. All right, I see how it is. We're gonna play some games. See, these guys are upset, and they have a very good reason to be upset, and that is because I am rapidly running out of food in this world. I only have 66 hamburgers left, and I actually had to go through my storage unit to find all the beef for those hamburgers, so we really need to up our game in the food department. And I've been doing some work over here, like I said, off camera. I made it so that the train can actually come through here. I gotta extend these down a little bit. I just pushed the doors and the girders up with a mechanical piston, and they work out pretty well. But I need to set up some food processing stuff, and I might just do that on these platforms here, because I am rapidly running out of food. And I think we're just gonna focus on cows. Now, I know that's not really fair to the cows. You know, the rest of the animals get to just live freely in the pasture, and the cows just get slaughtered. But at the same time, I'm a red-blooded American, and the only thing that I am going to eat right now are burgers. So yeah, sorry cows, but you're gonna get eaten. But you might be seeing some of the stuff that I've done off camera here. We have a nice little platform down over here, and I have tried the roller, and it doesn't look super great. I actually put this stuff in manually, the stone with the wand here, and we'll turn this into one of our cliffs. I gotta tidy up this area here. The roller is cool, but not on huge scaled things like that. That was just too big. But I did use the roller over here, and it looks way better on a smaller area. And I kind of just went around everywhere with the roller where it was kind of missing that integration into the landscape. Another perfect example is this area here. And for those of you that are like, hey Thrillesh, what the heck is a roller? It's this. I made a little train. They have these things in the front of them. They're called mechanical rollers. And essentially what they do is, ooh, I have a little fly flying my train. Essentially what they do is I can set them to either, you know, lay certain tracks or lay down stuff underneath the tracks, or you can set, like, so they make this pillar that goes from the track all the way down to the ground, or they'll do this kind of like set things out in a diagonal, and it's super nifty. But like I said, this is just too tall for the roller. I still had material in the machine, and it stopped here, which I guess I understand. But probably the biggest thing that I didn't like about it is it pushed material inside this underground area and outside, so it was using double the amount of material that I needed it to. So, it's good, but not for this. But I'm going to be working on this area to make it look not god-awful a little bit more, and I am still unsure if I'm going to have animals subjected to being hit by a train yet or not. I might create some sort of land bridge that they can walk over and go on this part of the pasture, and just keep the fence that goes along the side of the tracks here and go from there. But for right now, I want to work on some sort of slaughterhouse machine so we can have an endless supply of hamburgers. And that, folks, is the American dream. Real quick, one other thing that I've been doing off camera is I've been ripping out this storage unit. As you can see, I still have a ways to go. There's still a bunch of stuff in all these barrels and drawers and all that sort of stuff, but I'm sick and tired of sleeping down here. This is not my bedroom. This is not supposed to be my bedroom. Oh, and I moved the enchanting setup closer to the mob farm. But this is not my bedroom. My bedroom was supposed to be upstairs, and I'm just sick and tired of sleeping in there. I want to actually build an upstairs area, get this all nice and decorated. I might have the bedroom be in the back here. Regardless, I want to have an actual bedroom. I want to have an actual kitchen. So I moved it all downstairs, as well as my portal. So we have a portal here now. We have like an unloading thing for the entire storage unit. And here's storage. Yes, I learned about 2x2 drawers. So now we have all of our oak here, dark oak, jungle, yada yada yada. We've got all the wood types. We've got a bunch of stone over here. We've got bamboo. I'm gonna be putting more wood-y things here. You know, we've got the create stone color thingies. We've got more stone over here, more stone over here. This one is my favorite, just the wall of colors. I think it's absolutely beautiful. But we've got a lot to fill out yet, and all of our chipped stuff is over here. Again, I'm not 100% finished, but it is coming along very nicely, and I've got this beautiful looking, like, dirt basement floor, right? I wanted this to look like something, and they just dug into the hill that the house was on, and they just was like, we need a root cellar, right? And then over here we have a little area where we can connect up the train to our storage area, which is super great. These are just trims, so we should be able to just put a drawer controller slave with a couple of item drains here and some sort of, what is it, the storage interface here, and then, you know, the train will pull forward a little bit, and I'll be able to pull out the logs and all the other stuff that we'll be carting around, and it'll throw it straight into our storage unit, which is going to be super great. And thinking on that, actually, we need to get our food stuffs out from under here. In this area under here, these drawers are just sitting here collecting everything. So we need to have a way of getting those out of there and into this train car here. Now, I'm gonna have to pull the train forward just a little bit in order to mess with this car again, because I've messed with the landscape, so it's no longer flat. However, that food stuff is gonna have to come out of there, go in here, and then a little bit of it is going to go into the house. You know, I just had a thought, actually. I should just run drawer trim underneath the house. Yeah, if I ran some of this trim, like, I think, going to Cheaty Free Cam, yeah, those are right there. That should reach. I don't know the range of drawer trim, but that should absolutely reach. If I just put a drawer controller slave there, and then a trim that runs all the way up to here, it should deposit it straight into the house. Now, the only issue with that is I want all of the foodstuffs stored upstairs. I want it stored here because this is going to be our kitchen. This entire area here is going to be our kitchen and dining room, so I'd like this stuff stored up here. And the other issue is I need wheat to go into the train so the train can deliver it over here. So I'll have to work on exactly how that's going to work. But I think for now, there's a fly in my seat too. This is just get. So yes, I will need to work out exactly how this is going to work with the slaughterhouse thing, with getting the wheat over here, etc., etc. I mean, I could just load up like a few barrels full of wheat. I don't know how much food we're actually going to need if we need a continuous supply of wheat over here. But we'll figure it out, I guess. Not a big deal, because the slaughterhouse is going to pick up the meat over here, drop off the wheat, pick up the meat, bring the meat over here so it gets stored upstairs so we can make our burgers upstairs. That was a lot of waffling on about stuff, so let me just go ahead and get some create supplies and we'll get building that slaughterhouse. Well, here's my thought process so far, right? Oh, I've run some power. It's all the way over to the power station. Look at this. Look at this line. Woof. Huge. Anyways, here's my thought. We got a deployer here. Cows are going to be standing here. Adult cows, so I need 2 high, right? They're going to feed the cows, and once a baby's born, baby will be shot off over here and fall down onto this belt. Babies will be brought over here to where they will stand here until they grow up. Once they grow up, I think, and I could be very wrong, that they're going to be tall enough to go into this mechanical saw. I'm gonna test that. And I'm not entirely sure what happens to the meat once the saw kills them. I don't think it gets sucked into the saw like a deployer does, but I'm not 100% sure. So I think what I might do is stick a backpack over here with a magnet upgrade. Actually, let's go, let's find a test subject. Hello, test subject. All right, you stand there, stay. First of all, can you be pushed the other way? No. Great, that's awesome. Secondly, is this saw going to reach you? Are you still in there? You are. Okay, is this saw gonna reach you? That's a resounding no. Okay, if I put it here, babies will absolutely get sawed to death. Maybe instead of this, we use water? Seems a little old school, but it might work. Let's try it. Our test subject is escaping. Come back. Okay, water there. And then saw here? Yeah, but the babies are also... Okay, so the water needs to go literally to the end of its track, which of course collides with that. All right, everybody shut up. Yes, I forgot how that signs exist. So we now have this. So I don't think, even though if the babies bounce, I don't think that they're going to be chopped up by the saw. But the zone, nope. Okay, adult cow is pushed over there. Put this here. Put this here, and now still not killing cow for some reason. Do they need to be in water? Do these not kill cow? What? What? Okay, I remember how water works now. Okay, so baby cow gets dropped in here, boom, gets put into waterway. And then once it grows up, so this is baby cow, now the baby cow has grown up. Baby cow grows up and gets put up here. So, up here is where we will kill cow. Alright, you go over there. We are going to plop these off. Make a mess. And then put this, I guess we'll just try the saw, like, right at the top. And of course, this is not how this is going to stay. I'm trying this just to see if I can get it to work. Where'd cow go? Come here. You come here. You, baby, you go to over there, and then you get all grown up, and then this kills you. Yay! What happens to food? Food and stuff drops down here, so that's totally fine. We can go ahead and gather all that up with a backpack with a magnet upgrade. Totally great. This is it. Let's test it with a baby cow first, just to make sure. But I'm pretty sure this is exactly how this is gonna work. And you know, I don't know what happened, but all of my chickens died? I don't think there's like a wolf or anything in here. Did Tasmanian devils eat chickens? Because I put one in here a while ago. But yeah, all of my chickens are gone. Do you eat chickens? Are you a chicken eater? Make me a baby. Give me baby. I'm going to put your baby in a hole. Come here, baby. So, we have baby. Baby gets made. Baby gets pushed down into hole. Baby goes over here, and baby should stay there. Ooh, we've got a little risage. That's a problem. Yep, that's an issue. That is certainly an issue. Okay, so I've moved some signage around, and I'm thinking baby shouldn't go up now because this is a block gap. So baby should only go up. Yeah, what my concern is once there's a ton of them in here, they might push each other up into this. But I don't know if I'm super concerned about that at this point. So maybe it should be fine. Maybe everything will work out in the end. Let's put baby in there, and we'll go get adult cow. And we'll put adult cow in here and see if anybody plops up. All right, yeah. So if the adult grows up on that block here, it'll get stuck in here unless it somehow gets nudged over there. Interesting. Okay. Well, here I am in a creative test world, and I finally came up with something. So behind me, you can see we've got some cows that are standing on a bar, and here we'll have a deployer just feeding them wheat, and every time they're able to procreate, they will, and a little tiny baby cow will be spat out the side. One of the easiest ways for me to show you is to just, boop, spawn a baby. As you can see, it just gets, like, literally thrown out the side, goes on conveyors, and gets stuck over here. Now, the baby isn't gonna, like, move around like normal. Baby's trying to get back to mom. So it's gonna do this until it grows up, in which it will then hit the water here. After it grows up, it'll come up over this way, and then fall on these drills, and I got a backpack that's just picking everything up here. As you can see, it works. I'm just gonna break in here and spawn a cow for you just so you can see how it works, but the cow will grow up, it gets thrown over here, dies on those, and then everything gets picked up into the backpack. Now, there are a couple changes that I'm gonna make. I can move this down one block, I think, and then I want to move the entire farm down a block as well, because this is the inside of our barn here, and I don't have enough space for this whole contraption. So I want to move the entire contraption down at least one block. I might be able to move these down a little bit too, make this thing a little bit smaller, but I'll go ahead and get it over in our world, and I'll bring you guys back when I'm done. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's everything. So we got cows up here, we've got the conveyor belt going across, and I shortened all of this a little bit. I sunk it down another block. I didn't need to, but I did, I guess. But I think everything is set and ready to go. Things are going to come over here, and I swapped these out for a saw. It shouldn't matter. This backpack here, which has a tank upgrade and a magnet upgrade, it should grab everything. I'm just going to put this here. I think I am going to move it just in case these guys die. It should grab their stuff as well. So I have the deployer there, and I just grabbed like half of the amount of wheat that I had in storage. And we're just gonna stick a chute under it for right now. And hopefully this should work. We should see babies flying out. Yep, some of them are gonna die. All right, it's grabbing the experience. It's not grabbing the stuff that is coming out of the parents that were dying. It also shouldn't grab any of the babies, but it might grab one or two. Okay, so far it hasn't grabbed any of the babies, so that's fine. Also, we might get stuff stuck on these here. Ooh, actually, I could probably just throw a chute underneath those. And with any luck, that backpack should be close enough. It is not. And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to grab anything that comes off of that one, so that kind of sucks. I guess I could move everything over a block. Yeah, why don't I do that real quick? There we go. That's all moved over, and we have 2 chutes. It's just going into a chest here for now. We'll fix stuff later. I'm not super worried about things getting caught there, to be perfectly honest. But this should work. We've got 2 pieces of leather in here right now. I'm just gonna kind of let this run, and we'll see what happens, I guess. These guys should be ready to feed again, I don't know, like 5 minutes or something like that. And I think these guys take about 20 minutes to grow up. So I might just stand here and wait for them to grow up and see what happens. I'm not really sure. Okay, we're starting the next round of feeding by the looks of it, and these guys are getting pushed around a little bit more, but nobody's jumping, so nobody's actually going up into the water yet, so that's good. What my biggest concern is that the adults are going to grow up and get pushed out this way, and then they're going to get stuck here. And I think the only way we'll be able to fix that is if we move the entire, this whole back end back 1 block, and then just give them more room to grow up. But I guess only time will tell. You know, we have another problem that might happen. We got another, like, 10 minutes for the first batch to grow up. These guys are gonna be ready to breed again in another minute. So, that's a problem. We might have to find a... Ooh, some are ready now. Okay. We might have to find a way to, like, shut this off so it's only allowed to run for a set amount of time. I don't know, like 30 seconds every, like, 23 minutes or something like that. So that way these guys can breed, these guys can grow up, and then after they grow up, these guys will be ready to breed again or something like that. Oh, we just had our first grow up. Look at that. Yep, and this is exactly what I thought was going to happen. Yep. So there's too many cows in the cow hole, so they are getting all sorts of shoved in the wrong location. I mean, most of them are going where they're supposed to go, but yeah, we got a problem with a couple. So I think at this point I'm gonna shut off the breeding aspect of it. And we'll let these guys grow up. We'll see what happens when they grow up. Hopefully they all go that way. I have a feeling they might not, which means I probably have to extend this back by 1 block, which isn't the end of the world. It'll just be kind of a pain. I'm gonna wait for the rest of them to grow up. And then I think I can put a sequenced gear shift in this. I think that's what it's called. More or less, I think what I'll be able to do with that thing is like set a time when it turns on and off. So we're only getting... I gotta come up with a schedule with it too, but essentially I only want cows to start breeding once this batch grows up. So I think it'll be like 20 minutes for 30 seconds just so it, you know, feeds them all, and then it'll wait 20 minutes again. But I think that's a sequence gear shift. So I moved the whole setup back a block, and any second... Oh, look at that. Yeah, so now we've got 2 that grew up simultaneously, and here's a bunch more all growing up at the same time. And not a single one are getting stuck in a block anywhere. Hopefully everything is getting picked up by the backpack. Yeah, it looks like this is all gonna work out so much better. I'm still hesitant to leave the funnel in here. The chute. I'm still hesitant to leave the chute in here. And I don't know what I was talking about with a sequence gear shift. That's not what I was thinking at all. I should really just use a daylight detector, because if I have that thing go off when there is... Oh, by the way, I don't know if you know this, raccoons' eyes glow at night, and it's really creepy. Anyways, if I just put like a daylight detector up here or right outside the outside of the barn and set it to like 12, I think 12, it'll go off every single day at least, and it may feed these guys twice, which I think that's okay, because if it feeds them twice in a 20-minute period, everybody should grow up by the time it feeds them again. I think we might get some overlap, but I think that'll make the most sense if I just put a daylight detector, golly, I don't know, right here or something like that, and then just shove that into a comparator that has like the subtract mode and put it on a clutch or something. I don't know. I gotta figure it out still, but yeah, ooh, actually, I just had a very interesting idea where I could potentially use redstone links and then hide most of the stuff. I'm not going to be able to hide everything, obviously, but that should work if I use a daylight detector, maybe some redstone links and a clutch, and we should only feed these guys like once or twice a day, depending on if it's raining or not. So we'll see if we can get that to work. Anyways, let's focus on some other stuff. I need my meat. I need my meat from my burgers, actually. Let's grab the meat. Well, look here. All I did is just, you know, figure it out. We've got a little daylight sensor up here, and I think I'm gonna craft like 3 more of them and make it look like a little solar panel. probably actually have these touch the roof a little bit, but this thing is giving the signal of leather beef. Right now it's at power level 11 because of what time it is. Around about noon-ish, it'll hit 15. Remember that number, it's a very important number. Because if we go down here, underneath all the stuff, I put a clutch, and if I just dig my way through here, we have a barrel. There's a very technical barrel. And then over here, we have that same leather beef redstone signal, and this is outputting right now a power of 9. Once again, that's because of what time it is right now, okay? Over here, though, we have 26 stone swords, which is outputting a power of 14. Now, once a day, around noon-ish, in Minecraft, a daylight sensor will give out a power of 15, only on a clear day. So if it's raining, thunderstorm, snowing, etc., it won't give an output of 15. It'll give an output, I think, of like max 12 or something like that. And that's okay, because this doesn't need to run horribly often. It's alright if it misses a couple days just because of the weather. But essentially what's going to happen is every time noon hits, this will shut off for like about 3 minutes or so, because this will be power 15. This will be power 14. Since this one's bigger, this one shuts off, turns off the clutch, so that way this thing can actually run. And what does that mean for us? That means that these cows will only get fed about once a day. They might get fed twice. It just depends on how the timing works with their feeding, cooldown, etc., etc. But I think they should only get fed once per day, which means we aren't wasting wheat. We aren't getting way too much stuff in our backpack. This system is going to work out very well, I think. Folks, I gotta be honest with you, I did not expect this to become the farming episode. But hey, here we are in our kitchen right now, and I'm just trying to lay out some sort of ground plan for kitchen-y, layout-y bits. I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing yet, but I think I have an idea what's gonna happen. Anyways, before we get into that, if we head just down here behind our storage and go along this way, we are bringing some drawer trim over here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another item vault, make it a little bit bigger, just so that way things come into the item vault first, and then they can go into the storage stuff. Actually, I'll probably just make this one bigger. And that way, if we get backed up on food, it can just stick into the item vault here, and then go on its merry way. I'm probably just going to compost these seeds, compost the seeds here. And I don't know what to do with the rotten tomatoes. I might store them. I might not. I'm not really sure. Ooh, we just got an extra one. Those things compost very well. They have like an 80% chance of turning into bone meal, or to increase the compost level. So I don't really know. Anyways, folks, I'm going to tweak a little bit of the kitchen here, and we'll see what we come up with. You know, it always feels good actually finishing something every now and then in your life. So we have our new entrance here, and I've got some paintings and just a little bit of decorations here at the new entrance. Now, the upstairs still is in shambles. However, we have a nice little kitchen now. We've got a little roast chicken dinner. We've got a spice cabinet with everything that I figured you'd put spice in. But these things are now connected up to the farms. As you can see, we've got just a lot of stuff. And, ooh, I'm standing on the chicken dinner. Look at me go. But yeah, this is looking really cute. We got a place to store some meats. Down here, we've got some wood for the fire, right? Places to cook, a little sink. I gotta get some water in there that we can look outside while we're doing the dishes. A little herb in front of us. And then, you know, just some more storage for stuff and things. Now, over here, I have to make a dining room. And this area turned out a little strange. I'm not really sure what to do with it. I might try my little cabinet trick over here, but it might not work just because we have these blocks. I'm not really sure. Or I'm just going to make this into, like, a big old bench that has stuff on it, right? I think I might go that route, and then you can maybe, like, sit here and, like, eat your foods while you're looking out, and then a big old dining room table. And then I don't know what to do from there because we need a living room. But this wall might need to come down, and that's okay if it does. But yeah, it's really starting to come together here. I'm super happy. I need to get some of those immersive paintings. This one's from Alex's Mobs. Words are hard. So that's really cute, but I'd like to get some other paintings in. And yeah, I'm super happy. Now, if we head downstairs, I went ahead and I just broke through the wall here, and we are still collecting all the seeds, but everything is now coming from the vault down onto this slave. So going all the way up here through the trims, and then the trim goes into the wall up here-ish, maybe in the corner there, and then goes upstairs And that's how we're storing everything up here. Now, what I gotta think about how I'm gonna do next is I might actually have to turn this into a belt. And the reason is I want everything to come out of here, but I want... Actually, I just had a thunk while I was talking about it. So we could have everything come out of here except for wheat. And wheat will come out over here-ish on a belt, 2 belts. One and they have brass brass tunnels over them, so that way they can split evenly. Half of it will go into the storage system, the other half can go down to the cows. Now, go down to the cows, what I mean is we're going to have some sort of storage interface that pops out the wall here, or goes underground and pops out underneath the tracks, and the train will just load up. I could do that. The other thing I could probably do is split the wheat in half over here somewhere. So the wheat will go in the drawers, it'll come out over here, split in half, go back into the drawers, and the other half will sit in a vault until the train is ready. And then once the train fills up on wheat, it'll come around this way, and it will deposit wheat in an area over here. I'll probably just have another drawer. We need drawers in here anyways for the trade for the villagers and all that sort of stuff. However, it looks like our cows have been growing up steadily. Hey, look at that. Yeah, we're gonna need a drawer and also an experience tank here. I have 14 buckets of experience already. Oof, this is that's a good system there. I'm happy that we figured out this in particular, because man, my redstone is shaky at best. But I'll go ahead and figure out what I'm going to do with the wheat. I'll go ahead and figure out some sort of splitting up system. And the other thing that we have to do today is I got to make some sort of train depot. I got to make this line here split up at the top and come down this way. And the reason for that is there is no straight stretch of train in order for me to disassemble, or train tracks, excuse me, in order for me to disassemble this train. I can't actually currently work on this train right now. Those acacia things, they need to change into liquid storage, and I need to be able to put, there's another friggin' bug. I need to be able to put the storage interfaces inside this train somewhere, and like 3 different compartments. Yeah, 1, 2, and 3. I gotta fit storage interfaces on here. So I gotta take this whole place out, and we gotta make this into some sort of train depot where the trains can pull in, they'll have space to turn around and go back onto the track as well. So a lot of this forest needs to go. I'm probably gonna have to make another freaking mega torch because mobs spawn over here. Leve, we'll figure this out. Well, here, folks, is the start of our train yard. We just have like a little platform going on right now, and I need to finish the landscaping on it. Surprise, surprise. But we have a slot for maintenance here. So this station is called maintenance. And this is storage 1 and storage 2. As you can see, we can store some trains over here if we need to. And I've already gone ahead and I've taken this train apart, and as you can see, we've got some liquid experience, and we also have some leather and beef in these trains. And the reason for that is I have a couple stations over here at the barn. Now, this is a mess. This is an absolute mess, and I've been screwing with it to try and figure out what in the heck I actually need to do here. Now, we've got this pipe that's going up and over, and this connects with the train, and it is pulling experience out from this backpack here. There's a pipe that goes underground and comes up right here. Oh, I gotta put a thing there, which is super great. And then we have some power that runs up this way and is controlling these belts. Here's my problem. I thought that I could pull items out of the top of a train car and push them up onto a belt, but they get stuck right there. I can't find a way to get them up onto the belt, so we're gonna have to either have this here on its side or underground. And I'm okay with either option, to be perfectly honest. And then this one over here, it takes the items out of, or excuse me, puts items into the train, right? So we have this little thing here that's currently only pulling leather and beef and putting it inside the train. We might do some other stuff later here at some point. I'm not really sure yet. However, this right here needs to go. It needs to go. It's not working. See, now this went all the way up there. Why did the other items not? Anyways, it's not working. The whole thing needs to come down, and I need to figure out another way to do this. On top of that, the last time I disassembled this train, everything kind of popped off of it. So let's see if it happens again. No, okay, that's good. As you can see, I'm missing some panels here. They popped off, and I don't know where they went. Like, I guess they got destroyed and I just didn't pick them up in time. These were all like a block out from where they were supposed to be, etc. But I will have to come in here and disassemble some of this stuff. I believe the liquid interface is right underneath this. That's correct. And that means that the storage one is up there. So I went ahead and I put a drop-off thing here. And I'll need to do probably 2 of them at some point. I need to back this up and do a station where it's hay drop-off, because right now it's dropping this stuff off. So let me go ahead and back up, and I want to connect the hay point. Hey, I just got to find out where that is, essentially. And I should need to back up 1 more block by the looks of it. All right, so I made a station called hay drop off, and perfect. That is dropping things off. Wonderful. Is it actually, though? Because it should... Oh, yeah, it deposited all that leather. Great. So, more or less, I only want this to drop off hay. So now what should happen... I think I'm getting all this right. So this should only drop off hay, because it should only pick up hay, drop it off in here, hay, and then it should, or I guess wheat, and then it'll deposit it over there. So then this section here is the pickup, and I want the pickup to go in this. And I think I am still gonna need 3 stations, because we'll need one for the experience pickup, and then we'll need one for the wheat drop off. So wheat drop off first. And then it'll pull forward to do the experience pickup. The only issue is once that happens, this item vault is going to connect here. So what I think I'm going to... Once the experience pickup is lined up, this vault, this portable interface, which is in this block right here, is going to line up perfectly there. So I need to move this setup back 1 block, which sucks, but not a big deal. So that way, when the experience pickup over here is lined up, we don't just get all of the leather and beef into here. Because I don't want that. I want it to be stored in there. I only want this to pick up vegetables, which is arbitrary. It's not really that big a deal. However, it is important to me that be the case. So I'm gonna go ahead and tear this down and move it over probably this way by 1 block, and then we should be good, I think. Oh my gosh, I think I have it figured out. So I moved this back a block, I put a clutch on it because it was just pouring items out of it without even the train being there. So now when the train pulls up to the station, I have a little inverted comparator signal thingy, which I learned from Beardstone. Thanks, Beardy. So this should turn up to barn item pickup. And when something's here, comparator says, hey, something's here, shuts off torch, shuts this off, which will turn the clutch back on, because it depowers the clutch, letting items in there. This one is still just dumping items. There's nothing in it. This one here has nothing but levels in it, so I think... If I pull up, let's pull up to the levels one. So we'll go to barn experience pickup. Now that we're there, the only thing that should be happening is we are picking up levels. Perfect, it looks like we are. That's great. Nothing else is connected. So first was the wheat drop off, next was the levels pickup, and now... Once we get back in again, we go forward a little bit, and we go to our barn item pickup. If I'm fast enough, let me out. We should see this turns on, but it's not connected to anything. Why is it not connected to anything? Oh, it's forward 1 block. Okay, back it up, back it up. Okay, I've cleared everything out of the belt and chutes and all that sort of stuff. So now I think the only thing I have left to do is move this back a block. Barn item pickup. Let's go ahead and get in here and back up just a little bit, and then pull up to barn item pickup. And we should be able to see items flowing into here. And it looks like we are. Perfect. All right, great. So that's working a treat. I just have to tidy this up just a little bit because it's a little weird, but hey, where isn't in this area? And as of right now, the only thing that we're really missing for our farming stuff is a place for our train to pick up wheat. So we have all the wheat right now going inside the house into the kitchen. Ooh, we can just barely see our kitchen there. Oh, isn't that beautiful? But we need half of the wheat to go to the kitchen and the other half to come out about here-ish and go into the train. Now, I'm probably going to have to move this around a little bit or have it come out like the side of the wall here, or maybe come on over here. I'm not really entirely sure yet. Oh, we also need a place to put our leather and our beef, I guess. So maybe right here is the best option. We can just have the train pull up to like a wheat pickup and then an item drop off, right? So let me tinker with that a little bit. And gosh, that's gonna be a little difficult. All right, I've been doing that thing where I do way too much stuff off camera again. I'm so sorry. So we've got some new clouds, actually. I think it might be like the same clouds that B-dubs use. I don't know. It's a cool mod. If I remember what the name of it, I'll put it in. It's like Better Clouds or something like that on Forge. I'll put it in the description. Anyways, I went ahead and made this, and this is our wheat drop-off. And then here is our item pickup, and this will all go into the storage system here. Let me just pop in a free cam. So this pops right over into our storage system. There's a drawer here, and then the wheat drop-off is controlled again by a little comparator switch thing on the train station. And then up here is where the wheat is being split, and it's just going right into this drawer controller right here. And then the train will go ahead and pick it up. And that's not the only one of those I've made. If we head over this way, we also have these two on the side of this building. We have a lava drop-off, or a lava pickup, I guess, where we have a bunch of lava coming through. As you can see, little drippies coming through here, and the train can pick that up. And also an experience drop-off. And I have a problem with this, and I need help. If anybody can help me, that would be really, really great. Because right now what the train does is it picks up the experience from the barn, and then it drops it off right here. Now my issue becomes, if we go back into free cam, this drops off the experience in this tank, and then it pumps it all the way up into this tank, up into this tank, or at least it's supposed to. Now I have pipes so they can go like an exorbitant amount of blocks before it's unable to pump any more liquid anymore. Stuff, right? Words are hard. And just to prove that, we have going from underneath about here-ish all the way around over here and then all the way over here into this area, all of our lava is being pumped from our lava source all the way over here with just one pump. So I have the pump amount of blocks turned way, way up. But for some reason, when I put liquid experience from a tank onto a train, and then back into a tank, it like stops acting like experience. For example, you see where my experience is right now. If I break this, I didn't get any of that. I didn't get any of that experience. So for some reason, it's like not counting the experience as experience anymore. So it won't get pumped over into that tank. It just sits in there, and I can't even pick it up. Like, I can't even pump it out of that tank and use it as experience. So, unfortunately, what I'm going to have to do, and just dump all my levels in here, is I'm going to have to put another XP shower down here at the barn, and just remember that that's there every now and then, and be like, oh my gosh, I have to go pick up that experience, because right now it's just being wasted. So if anybody knows a solution or why that's happening, that would be really, really great to know. Also, I put a lava drop-off thing right here, just so, like, if I didn't want to pump the lava from the infinite lava source all the way over here and I actually wanted to use the train, I could, but I don't think I want to. At this point, it's just an aesthetics piece. And yeah, we'll just keep it like that. There's one other thing that I want to show you that I did off camera, and I'm actually super duper proud of this. I love doing interiors. It's probably my favorite thing in the world. Ta-da! Oh wait, no, this looks terrible. But over here, we have a little jukebox area where you can dance and swing and play and all that sort of stuff. We have a little bit more decoration that we need to put in here. I love this trim. I absolutely love this trim so much. Unfortunately, it doesn't work here or here, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about it. And I actually thought about something that I want to put on top of these. You grab yourself a framed pillar. Whoops. There we go. Put that back in there, and then we'll put one on top there as well, and then some azalea leaves. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. I don't like these things that are sticking up, but if you move every now and then, they swap sides, which is kind of cool. But no, I think this is super duper pretty. I love that little feel there. Oh, and I also did my entire dining room. Isn't this gorgeous? I'm so happy with how this turned out. We have seats that you can actually sit in and eat your meal. We got some stuffed pumpkin and some roast chicken over here. We've got glasses, so these are just framed flower pots, and I just put some glass around them. And that's what I decided to do over here, was like a little mixer station, a little drink station. And over here we have our china cabinet with different beverages in it that we can consume if we want to. And then a little sitting area, a little reading nook with a actual functioning cuckoo clock. which is super cool. I just have some power snaking in from the basement behind it with a little clapper down at the bottom. And again, you can grab a book, sit and read if you want to. And then over here, I went for a china cabinet, and it's okay. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It needs more color, and I think one of the ways I'm going to have to put color in this is if I can get the armor stand mod to work on here. This would be really great. We have these re-chiseled diagonal oak windows, and it just needs like plates and cups and stuff put in it. So I'll probably grab the armor stand mod or something like it just so I can put those in there. However, that is only 1.5 rooms left on our first floor that needs to be finished, and then this entire first floor and the basement completely done. The only thing we'll have to finish from there is the upstairs, which I am already kind of claiming this area as my bedroom, and then we'll maybe have a bathroom over here, and we'll do some other fancy stuff. No worries whatsoever. Eva will get you your own room as well, my pup. But yeah, I'm super duper stoked with how this turned out, and I think at this point we're gonna have to stop procrastinating and build our train yard, because this looks horrendous and it needs to look good. So maybe we'll time lapse this. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with this thing. Ugh, let me figure out some designs and stuff, and I'll be with you guys in just a moment. Well, here it is, folks. I'm not 100% sold on the roof, but I actually haven't done any like detailing or texturing or any of that sort of stuff. But I think the building is really coming along very, very well, if I'm being totally honest. Essentially what I wanted to go for, this just looks so wide and open, and it's kind of surreal how like there's nothing over here. We'll fix that, don't worry. But anyways, I was kind of going for just like a little junkyardy barn sort of thing, and I think I pulled it off pretty well. We're gonna put some of those train stoppery things that we got to put behind there right back here, and this is where we'll work on trains, or like build trains or something like that, I think is the kind of general consensus. And don't worry about these not connecting. It makes sense. It's Minecraft. I love these doors, by the way, little horse doors. Anyways, in here, I think is where we'll put like junk. So I'm going to put rows upon rows of shelving and storage and whatnot in here. And then over here, we'll have kind of the same thing, just a bunch of shelving and whatnot, and just junk all over the place, because I mean, you know, my world's just super not cluttered and full of crap. But yeah, I'm not 100% a fan of the roof. I don't know if I want to put an outline of like deep slate around it, but then I feel like it's going to be a little bit too dark. I'm not 100% sure, to be perfectly honest, and we got to fix the back too, don't worry about that. But I think this is really starting to come along very, very well. What do you think about it? Let me know down in the comments. But I'm going to take a step back from building. I'm going to do a little bit of terraforming and just kind of fix the area around the outside of this area, I guess, around the outside of this place. And I am going to come back to building once I feel like I am comfortable coming back to building, because at this point I am not. I'm kind of just in a headspace where I'm like, I've done a lot of interiors recently and all that whatnots and who's it's, so I think we're just gonna take our time building up a little bit of this gradual transition between this little forest here, as well as finish the area around the outside of this build here. And I might put something in the middle here as well while I'm at it. I'm not really sure yet. I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants at this point. But yeah, I'll come back once I am done doing a little bit of terraforming. This might be the greatest thing that I've ever built. Ta-da! Look at how freaking beautiful this place is. It's so good looking. I am beside myself with happiness. I really, really, really love this a lot. It's so run down and cluttered and just full of garbage. It's perfect. It's got a bug stuck in my train. This is absolutely amazing. This came out literally exactly as I wanted. I've got a little overgrown forest over here, stealing a little B-dub's idea with a dead tree that's all mossed over. And then we've got just junk all over the train yard, right? Like things that we're going to be either putting on the train or using, you know, as components, actual components that are like sitting and waiting, right? We got like, I don't know, a minecart over here just because, you know, whatever. Had a pile of wood for a fire. I don't know. I think this is absolutely incredible. We got a couple of trains that are being constructed, right? We've got one here. We're waiting to get this piece on, and then we've got this body over here for another train that we're assembling. I haven't actually finished these back rooms. We'll get there one day. Today's not that day, but yeah, I'm so unbelievably happy with how this place turned out. And the roof looks much better now that I've textured it, which makes sense. I want to put some skylights in it, but they don't really make sense for the like where they would go, right? Like the skylights I feel like would go here in the center. But underneath this is the wall, so it doesn't make sense. And I even decorated a little bit of the back as well, because backup builds exists, contrary to popular belief. But oh my gosh, did this come together perfectly. I really think it looks great. And it has solidified one thing for me that I've been thinking about for the past, I don't know, week or so. But what I've been thinking about is I'm going to take that roller there, and I'm going to run over every single one of these train tracks and swap them out for coarse dirt. Now, after doing so, I'll go ahead and grossify them as well, but the big reason why I want to swap these out, they look really nice as gravel, and I think over here looks fine, right? You've got the gravel, and it's all muddied up and broken and all that sort of nonsense, but at the same time, it looks just like our path, right? So we've got this pretty cool looking path with the gravel and all that sort of stuff, and then this looks like the path. And they blend too well, so I think I would like to change out everything that's underneath these train tracks for coarse dirt, just so that way the path and the train tracks don't look the same. Obviously, we're going to run into some issues when we get here because it's going to tear out all of this leveling that we did, but that's okay. We can go ahead and replace that stuff. It only took like, I don't know, 15 minutes per thing because it's such a pain in the butt. But anyways, that's fine. It's fine. But folks, that's some pretty boring work, so I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching this video. Thanks for all the love and support. Thank you so much for all the views on the 1000 day episode. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. And don't forget, folks, we have a Discord. It's linked in the description below if you want to come hang out with us. We're pretty active. You know, we hang out. It's a good group of people. We're all about love and positivity, etc., etc. And thank you so much to my patrons, Wraith and Dusk. You are incredible human beings. Thank you for your support. But ladies and gents, that is it from me today. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.